Hi guys, Ben from DTS Fitness Education. So today, what we are talking about is Homo sapiens. I thought that was quite clever because really we are Homo sapiens, but Homo sapiens like homies. Okay, I thought that was pretty good anyway. I thought that was pretty good. So, Homo sapiens, connection through connecting. Now, question, what is a key thing that you have to build with your clients in order to maintain your business, like to get your business rolling, but then also to maintain longevity in the industry? And I'll give you a clue. You're actually watching a webinar about what you need to build. Starts with and ends with connection. That's right, connection. So one of the key things for success and longevity is connection. Now, when we talk about connection, trainers and coaches have a unique opportunity when it comes to connection. They have a unique connection with the clients. And here's why. What happens is when you meet somebody, let's say you got some friends. I know I've got one friend. So me and my friend, we connect. And I can affect that person with the connection that we have, and they can also affect me. So it goes back and forth. It's sort of like a two-way street. As a coach, what you have the ability to do, the unique ability that you have with your clients is that you can affect them through the connection that you have. Also, you can affect the connections that they have with other people. So the connections they have with their friends, the connection they have with their family, the connection they have with the work colleagues. You can even affect the connection that they have with themselves, with their own health and fitness. So when you look at connection, trainers and coaches have this unique opportunity when it comes to connection with their clients. It can be a very, very powerful piece. You see it all the time in health and fitness. You get people who start off, and are knowledge and results important? Yes, of course they are. But after a certain amount of time, the results, if your client doesn't have a connection with you, you don't make the gym an enjoyable place for them. They don't look forward to coming and training with you. It is an added chore. And that client will not continue to renew with you and move forward. So connection is a key fundamental when we look at building it with our clients to start our business, but also for longevity in the industry as well. Now, the question now becomes, what is the number one thing that you must have in order to build connection with the client? Number one thing. Correct. It is authenticity. The number one thing for connection is authenticity. You must come from an authentic place in order to build connection with a client. People can see it from a million miles away when you aren't being authentic. It really sort of comes across, and it can turn a lot of people off, and can most definitely turn clients off. So you have to come from that place of authenticity. Now, how do we build authenticity, or how do we create that authentic sort of feeling? Not create it, but genuinely be authentic. Number one thing, drop the ego. You see it all the time in the health and fitness industry. It's very ego driven. And let's be crystal clear on this. We are not curing cancer. What we are doing is teaching people how to do a bench press. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we can all do with just stepping down a little bit and dropping that ego. Ego can tend to be a cover for when you don't feel confident and competent in what it is that you're doing. But we just need to drop the ego and connect with our clients on an authentic level. Now, when we say drop the ego and be your honest self, people are like, oh, do you know what? I could never actually be my honest self around some of my clients because they would never, ever train with me. My past is, let's say, a little colourful, right? I've got a little bit of a colourful past. I want you to take a second now and think about the top 3 relationships that you have in your life. And I will tell you mine. My top 3 relationships are parents or family, my wife, and my friends. So I've got parents, And I'm including family in that. So parents and my children, my wife and my friends. Those are the biggest three sort of relationships or types of relationships that I have. With my past being the way that it is, I would never speak to my children the same way that I speak to my friends. I would never speak to my mum and dad the same way as what I would speak to my friends. I would never speak to my wife. Like, every relationship is different, but they are all authentic in their own way. When I speak to my mum and dad, it's totally different than the way I communicate with my friends and the way I speak to them, but both are just as authentic. I watched a great presentation by a gentleman called Todd Herman, and he wrote a book. It's called The Alter Ego Effect, and it's something that we all do right now. So whenever you're interacting with different people in your life, you will relate to that person in a slightly different way. That doesn't mean you're not being authentic, but when you look at it, you already have all these alter egos that you bring whenever you communicate and connect with different people in different ways. It is an excellent book. I suggest you read it, The Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman. It is a phenomenal book. He talks about it with his kids and all this, that, and the other, how he sort of separated his work life from being a super dad. But you can look at it as when you sort of create different relationships with different people. So, key thing, drop the ego and be your honest self. Second thing, be inclusive, not exclusive. I think one of the things that we sort of tend to struggle with in the health and fitness industry is this thought process of exclusivity. Every single thing in the health and fitness industry has its place. The key thing that you've got to remember is the application behind what it is that you do. For example, if I'm a powerlifter, great, fantastic. Powerlifting's fantastic. If you are a fighter, great, fighting is fantastic. If you like doing a little Zumba, excellent. I also like doing a little Zumba. Every single thing has its place. If I'm training a powerlifter, I would use powerlifting techniques. If I'm training someone or I'm doing a Zumba class, then I would do Zumba. We shouldn't ever say, oh, do you know what? The only way to do something is lift heavy. What you're doing there with your Zumba has no effect on your overall objective. So let's use that example. If I've got a client who comes to see me and says, Ben, I want to drop 50 pounds. I say, okay, no problem. Is Zumba going to get them to their overall objective? Probably not. But if I've got a client who loves doing Zumba because they come out, they've got a little sweat on, they've got a big smile on their face, they've had a little dance, they've interacted with all these other people in the class, is that wrong? The answer to that is no. So what we've got to do is understand why our clients are doing things and make it inclusive and not exclusive. Make it include everybody in what it is that we're doing. The last thing is understand what the client cares about. Understand what is driving that client to come to the gym. And it may be the family. They may care about, or will definitely care about the kids, but it may be they've had some news from the doctor to say, do you know what, you've got a little high blood pressure, your cholesterol's a little elevated, and they want to be around for the children. So everything is revolving around the children. That's what the client cares about. That is why the client is there. So you can say to that client, do you know what? I'm so glad that you've turned up, because what we're going to do is everything that we do is geared around longevity and pain-free living, so you can be there for your kids a little later on in life. I think that is phenomenal, and you are an excellent example of health and fitness for your children. Ooh, clients a little like, oh, I'm an excellent example of health and fitness. Phenomenal. You've understood what the client cares about. It may not be that they want to say, which way is it to the vets because these swans are sick. They may not want to say that. They may just want to have that longevity and pain-free living and be there for the children and be able to play with their grandkids and X, Y, and Z. So understand what the client cares about. So, key things for authenticity. Number one, drop the ego, be your honest self. Remember, you are different with different people, but you can still be authentic. You make things inclusive, not exclusive. So include every different facet and understand what the client wants to do and why. And the final thing is understand what the client cares about. Why are they actually there? What is it that they want to achieve? And then as a personal trainer, you can make it more personal to the client. Excellent. So number one thing to help out, or a key thing for our clients, is connection. How do we build connection? Through authenticity. And we understand the key things for authenticity. Drop the ego, inclusive, not exclusive, and understand what your client cares about. Excellent. Now we are in a crazy time. So everything is like a little woo. Everything's a little full on at the moment. So what can we do right now to make sure that we maintain a connection with our clients? We've built a connection, but now we want to maintain it. Number one thing is call them. Call them. And I would suggest you FaceTime the client so that you can see each other face to face. Here's what happens right now. People send text messages. People email. People do all these different things, put things on social media, like videos and X, Y, and Z, which is excellent. However, it is all editable content. That tends to stand in the way of building a connection, because what happens is, instead of it being authentic, you can record a video. You can look back on that video and say, do you know what? That wasn't quite right. It didn't look the way that I wanted it to look. Delete, redo. Same with a picture, same with an email. Did that sound right? With a call, especially with a FaceTime call, it's live. So it is authentic. It is uneditable. Yeah? So I would suggest that you call your clients, schedule a time, have a chat with them. If you don't want to do FaceTime, minimum phone call. Minimum. Yeah? Because you can it's a live touch. Make sure that whatever you're doing, whether it's a FaceTime or whether it's a phone call, you are prepping for that call. Look back through your notes. Understand what the client's overall objective was. Understand, do they have children? Do they have a husband? Like, I'll use me as an example. So if somebody was to call my wife would say, yes, I've got a husband. Yes, I've got 2 children. My husband is super loud. I'm living in close confinement with him. Yeah. So he's driving me crazy. That's what my wife would say. So you can understand what the client's going through. So you make your call and you prep for the call. I've already alluded to the second thing. Understand the challenges. So the challenges right now, people are living in a very confined sort of environment. They're not being able to get outside. Well, not as much as what they would do normally, potentially. They can't get in the gym to train. All of these different components. However, what we've got to be careful of is when we look at the challenges our clients have, they may not need a workout. That may not be what they need right now. So it might not be, oh, I've got a great workout. Here's 1,000 burpees for you. Oh, here's a home workout you can do. It may be, you look at the challenges that the client has. I know my wife would do phenomenally well if she had some stuff where she had some breathing exercises to do. Something to just de-stress her a little bit, because I can be a little stressful. So you look at what that client's challenges are, and then you give them something to help with those challenges. Let's take another example. So right now, people are stressed out. They're a little unsure about when they're going to go back to work. They're a little unsure about the financial situation. If you are married with kids, you're unsure about your financial situation. That can have a negative impact on your sleep. If you're not sleeping well, that can then snowball into amplifying your stress levels. So for that client, it may be that you give them some breathing techniques that they can do in an evening to help them fall asleep. Then we can turn that stress amplifier down a little bit, not take the stress away, but we can definitely instigate some stuff to help them cope a little bit, or some coping strategies around it. So we've got to understand the challenges. Final thing, we set them one goal. One goal, something dead straightforward that they can achieve, no problem. It may be breathing exercises. It may be, hey, Ben, what I want you to do is drink 1 litre of water every day. Is something that's straightforward that the client can maintain. If we start giving them loads and loads and loads of stuff to do, They might have a couple of kids running about, toddlers, way, or going crazy. And now you've instigated something where they've got to have alone time, they've got to have a certain setup, they're going to be training, it's a physical stressor. So just set them something that's quite straightforward that they can maintain and achieve. That's what we can do right now. So we call them, FaceTime. We make sure that we've prepped for the call. We talk to them and understand the challenges that they have right now. And then we set them one goal, just one thing that they can do that's going to help offset any issues that they have right now. Beautiful. So quick recap. We've got number one thing or key component when it comes to building a business and longevity is connection. Beautiful. Number one thing for building connection is authenticity. Fantastic. Authenticity, we're going to drop the ego and be our honest self. We've got a couple of other components in there as well. And then we can move forward with that. What can we do right now in order to build, to help maintain that connection that we've built with our client? We give them a call, we FaceTime and we prep for it. We understand the challenges that they have and we set one goal, straightforward. Now, what can we do after? So things are going to get back to normal. Or when I say normal as they can be. So when we get back into the gym and our clients are coming in to see us, depending on your situation, financial and gym environment situation, you could give that client a free training session. When they come back in, at the end of the session, you say, you have been a phenomenal client and I appreciate everything that you've been through and I appreciate you coming back to the gym and investing in me. So this session is as a thank you from me to you. No problem. If that is not financially viable for you, a personal card goes a long way. So when I say personal card, it's going to be a thank you card to that individual client. It may be fantastic to speak to you while we've been away from the gym. I hope your husband is a little quieter and the kids have been under control and the breathing exercises that we did really helped with your sleeping. I appreciate you as a client and I appreciate you coming back into the gym and investing in your health and fitness. Something personal that explains how you feel about the client. So it goes a long way. Second thing is understand the challenges that they may still have. So you've got clients, the kids are out. Kids are out of school till at least May the 4th. And when my son heard about that, he was absolutely ecstatic. And he was like, Dad, May the 4th be with you. Because it's Star Wars Day. He said, I am out till Star Wars Day. I said, okay, great. So they may still have children at home. Understand the challenges that they have. So it may be that they need to change or alter the times that they train. It may be that they need to alter the days that they train. Whatever it is, you understand the challenges. And that's how you build and maintain the connection with that client. Final thing, you say to the client, what can I do for you? Remember, when our clients have been living in this close proximity to each other, a lot of the time, especially for the ladies, because no matter how flaming much we think we've evolved, a lot does still fall to my wife and the ladies in our lives. They tend to give everything, but not take anything for themselves. So it's always an ask. What we've got to do is say, I'm not asking anything from you. What I want to know is, what can I do for you? What do you need from me? And that's all you say to the client. The client can then answer that and say, do you know what? It might be great if we could change our training session from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock. It'd be great if we could change our training session from a Wednesday to a Monday. If they call you up and they say, oh, do you know what? I've had to drop the kids off, or everything's going a little, you say, no problem. I understand that right now, these are the challenges that we have. But what I'm going to do is, I would love to reschedule a day with you so that we can get you training in. So you've really got to think about what you're going to do after and the challenges that they have. So we've got connection, we've got authenticity, we've got what can we do now, and then we've got what can we do after. Excellent. So that's it from me. If you have any questions or if you would like to reach out to me and make a connection, I am always open to that. So there's my email address. It's very complex. It's very complicated. It's ben@dtsfitnesseducation.com. Guys, thank you very much for your time. I hope you got some things to take away from there. And good luck. And we are with you. We have got your back. We have got your back.